This is Tom Fox. I'd like to welcome you to the newest addition to the Compliance Podcast Network, the Compliance Tip of the Day. This is the podcast where you bring you daily insights and practical advice on navigating the ever-evolving landscape of compliance requirements. Whether you're a seasoned compliance professional or just starting your journey, my aim in this podcast is to provide you with a bite-sized, actionable tip to help you stay on top of your compliance game. Join us as we explore the latest trends from the Department of Justice, share some best practices, demystify complex compliance issues to help keep your organization doing business ethically and in compliance, and at the end of the day, more profitably. Tune in daily for your dose of compliance wisdom. Let's make compliance a little less daunting, one tip at a time. Now a word from the sponsor of the Compliance Podcast Network, Ethico.
In compliance, the value of anonymous reporting is undeniable. But with Ethico, anonymity doesn't mean a loss of connection. Our blinded, two-way communication fosters an environment of trust and confidentiality, encouraging open and honest dialogue. It's not just about receiving reports. It's about understanding the story behind each one, creating a culture of integrity and respect. Transform your approach to anonymous reporting with Ethico. Begin your journey at ethico.com/CPN, where you can book a demo, access an exclusive white paper by Tom Fox titled The ROI of Compliance, and utilize our free ROI calculator.
Today we take up the board's investigative protocol on your compliance tip of the day. Authors Bayless and Albaran, in their article Successful Board Investigations, write about three key goals for any investigation led by a board of directors. Number one, thoroughness. The key question any regulator might pose is just how thorough an investigation is, to test whether it can rely on the facts discovered without having to repeat the investigation itself. Number two, objectivity. An insufficient objective investigation will be viewed by outsiders as inadequate. There must be the same with board investigations. Number three, accuracy. In any part of a best practices compliance program, the three most important things are document, document, document. This means that factual findings of the investigation must be well supported. Otherwise, the investigation opens itself to skeptical prosecutors and regulators. Number four, timeliness. Certainly in the world of FCPA and enforcement, an investigation should be done quickly. This is even more true with the tight deadlines set by Dodd-Frank and the whistleblower programs that are now available. Finally, number five, credibility. One of the realities of any investigation is that a board of directors-led investigation is reviewed after the fact by skeptical parties, whether that be the regulators or others. Sometimes years after the initial events, there's obviously a lot of room for Monday morning quarterbacking. Jonathan Marks has given us additional steps to take that a board should consider. Number one, create a special committee to conduct the investigation. Number two, establish a charter. Number three, preserve the key electronic and hard copy documents. Number four, communicate with external auditors. And number five, plan for potential communications with the Department of Justice and or the Securities and Exchange Commission via a self-disclosure. You always need to remember that whoever does the investigation, or rather whoever leads the investigation, the board of directors, senior management, or the compliance department, needs to realize that whoever the ultimate trier of fact is may well review the investigation. So it must be thoroughly documented, well done, and reach a conclusion which can be supported by the facts unearthed. As you know, this month's sponsor of the Compliance Podcast Network, including this podcast, is Ethico. Have you ever wondered about the ROI of your compliance program or had concerns with presenting budget proposals to your CFO? Well, I partnered with Ethico to write a white paper on the ROI of compliance and how you can think through compliance as an investment strategy. Ethico has put together a ROI calculator for you. Check them out on the website. This is Tom Fox again. This new podcast, Compliance Tip of the Day, will appear daily. And frankly, it's one of the most requested topics for a podcast that I get on a regular basis. It's going to be short and sweet with one tip with some takeaways that you can utilize to implement into your compliance program. If you've got a question that you would like a tip on, please submit them through our website, and we will use them in an upcoming episode. The compliance tip of the day is a production of the award-winning Compliance Podcast Network.